Good morning, guys. Lorraine Brock here with Get Organized. And of all days, guess what today is? That's right. It is Tuesday. And today I bring you a Tip Tuesday. Well, good morning, almost afternoon. I am here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And today is episode 59 of Tip Tuesday. Always excited to bring you guys tip every Tuesday, and not just a tip, tips. So today we're going to be talking about repurposing. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to cut cost, that want to do an organizing project, but the cost of the product it can be very substantial. And they're looking for ways to cut cost and still get organized. And some of the tips we're going to share today are going to be tips that will make you more efficient, not just organize a space. Because organization is about everything. It's about saving time, being efficient, not having to rebuy things you already own. So obviously the money, saving money. It's about doing more with the space that you have, maximizing space, and knowing what is out there that will help you get better organized. And organization affects every area of your life. I mean, think about it. Organization affects definitely your home. It can affect attitude. It can affect your health. A lot of stress, clutter, anxiety, depression. It can affect you getting to work on time, thus affecting your job performance and even review, and ultimately possibly even the bonuses or raises or incentives that you get. So being organized affects every area of your life, or being disorganized can affect every area of your life. And always on Tip Tuesday, I want to bring you guys great tips for getting better organized. So let's start off. Today's about repurposing items, and love it, love it, love it. Because that's how I started organizing. My dad would use coffee cans and label them what type of nails they were in, or toilet paper holders would go for cord extensions. You'd put the cord for the coffee maker in it, and I'd open the drawer, and there's, mom's getting out the cord for the plug in the coffee maker. So it was something that I grew up, everything gets repurposed in my home as a child. Everything. Even the duct tape. Yes. That's what my father used to fix everything, his duct tape. And still does. You go to his house, and it's amazing. Last thing I went to his house, he rigged his breathing machine. So, the breathing machine when you have like a sleep apnea, I'm not even sure the name of it is. He had rigged something on his headboard and tied a string around the tube that comes from the machine to your mask. And that way the tube wouldn't fall on him at nighttime. The tube would actually hang over his head on this, I guess, whatever he mounted on his headboard, and then hung it by a string. And it is not beautiful, but it is extremely functional. And so I can definitely tell you that is how I grew up, is learning to be organized, repurposing items. So we've got 4 items to mention today. Some of our fans may have already heard of some of these items. So let's get started on the 4 tips I have with you guys to share on repurposing. The number one item that I probably most commonly use to repurpose that is not initially used for what was intended to, and keep in mind, these are all things you could probably find in the common household. Nothing here I believe you really need to buy outside of just common things you would buy, on a weekly or monthly basis. The first thing is the Velveeta cheese box. I know it's going to appear backwards in here, but it is not backwards to me here. This is a Velveeta cheese box, and it is my multi-purpose product. Now, I don't use this actual part right here. I don't use this part. It's too flimsy, so get rid of it. But this cardboard part right here is outstanding. So if I was to take you inside my kitchen and open up some of our drawers in there, you would absolutely see these in my kitchen drawers. You're like, Lorraine, you're an organizing person. You're an organizer. You own an organizing business. You're right. but I'm also frugal. And some areas to me that just really don't matter, I would prefer them more functional and still organized and neat, but doesn't have to have the costly items. So right here is just a cardboard piece. Now what I do with some of these in my drawers in my kitchen, I put Sharpie markers, pencils, pens, scissors. Batteries would go really well, just using the batteries here. Just miscellaneous items, and I have them, normally this is a perfect height here for putting in your junk drawers. And I put multiple. Originally, and we may even do this still, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I have a coffee organizational drawer because everyone else in my household drinks coffee. We put like stevia in one, Splenda in the other, and it really has kept our coffee drawer organized. So this is a great organizing tool. I know with Thanksgiving, Christmas, Super Bowl in January, you're probably going to come across a lot of Velveeta boxes making food. Save them. They are incredibly useful, and maybe you can package up some and give them to a friend that wants to get organized as a little gift. A joke gift, but nevertheless still something she can use. All right, so Velveeta cheese box. Make sure you keep these. Helps you get organized in your drawers, and I use them myself. All right, tip number 2 on the product that is great for repurposing is the candle jar. I'm going to show you here the candle jar. This one doesn't really matter where you get it from, and it really doesn't matter if there's a lid on it or not. This particular one, White Barn Candle Company, and people always ask me, well, you know, a lot of people just recycle or throw these away, but how can you use them? So when you're taking a candle that's been in here, all the wax, the residue at the bottom, all you need to do to get rid of it is put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. Just put it in there for 10 minutes, let it get frozen, and then take a butter knife and crack up in the center here the brittle, because it's frozen, candle wax. And it just pops and it just dumps right in the trash can. Now, granted, there's a little bit of residue, and you just put this in your dishwasher upside down, and it comes out just like this. And what you can use this for is crafts. You could use it for, keeping tea bags in, anything. It's glass, so it's not a porous product. You're not going to hurt it to put something in. One of the ideas, you can use them for bathrooms, for college students or people just starting out, or even your kids' rooms, bathrooms. But you can put like cotton balls in here or Q-tips in here for the ones that actually have a lid on it. That would be good. I mean, you don't have to have a lid on it, but that's a great way to keep some stuff and repurpose it and still be organized. You're containerizing the stuff. So I like the candle thing, and it looks really cute on a counter. Again, repurposed for being organized. You could put craft supplies in it, or beads, or other things. Depending on the opening and how big your hand can go in there will determine a lot what you put in there. All right, so that was our second repurposed product. Our third is something that I've probably been doing the least amount of time because I just figured it out. But this, everyone knows, you can find them at the grocery store. I may even have me one right now, a little piece of gum. You can take, these are really cool containers, really cool. And when you're done with the gum, just take this out, and this snaps really good. I mean, it snaps really good. And what you can use this for, particularly in your purse, but you could use it in a glove compartment as well, or a travel bag. You can put business cards in here. You could put first aid products in here, like Band-Aids. I mean, this is the size of a Band-Aid. You could put Band-Aids and little first aid kit you can build. You could also put in here facial wipes or little wet wipes, things that you don't want them just to get in the bottom of your purse or your luggage. There's a plethora of things, that's my word, plethora, that you can do to keep these. And it's see-through, which is great. It's definitely not waterproof, but it is a great organizing tool to repurpose your gum. Great size there. This is my pointer finger. You can see how tall it is. And it's just a pack of gum container. So normally I like to buy these, and that's what I use it for. So that's a little repurposed item there that you guys can use to get organized. Okay, so tip number 4 in our last repurposed product, this is more of an efficiency. There is some products here, but you're going to find all these products in your kitchen. It is definitely to help you maneuver more. And I thought, what a timely idea for Thanksgiving just right around the corner. So here's what my idea is to take a glass, and you could use a plastic glass. I just happen to have a clear glass here. And take a fork, just a fork. And, you know, many of us, before I show you this, many of us have recipes. Well, it's like all of us have recipes. And a lot of us get recipes online these days. But I know myself, I have recipes that I still have on index cards or recipe cards, and some of those have come from people, including my mother, who's not with us anymore, but she has handwritten them, and I'm not getting rid of those. And I have, in fact, I may even show that my organization for my recipes next week on Tip Tuesday, because we're gonna have a great Tip Tuesday next week. So I'm not going to get rid of that postcard or that index card or recipe card. So here's what I've done is you can take a fork and put on your recipe index card on it, and then set it in here. And you know, when you're in the kitchen and your hands are messy and you need to flip the card or flip the page or whatever it is, this is really helpful because you can carry this wherever you're going to go around the kitchen to actually work on the recipe. And if you need to see the back side of it, you can just grab the fork. You don't actually have to touch the index card and read on the back and set it back down in there. It's just a really good way if you have recipes on something like this and you want to cook with them. You can set a few of them up if you have a couple that you're working on at a time. And then when your hands are all clean and washed, you just take it back off and you just file it in your recipe category. And this one happens to be my mom's famous lemon pound cake. Love it, and love it. So that is my tip for efficiency in the kitchen, to keep those recipe index cards clean. And again, I'll tell you a little bit what we're going to talk about next week towards the end of the segment today. So that is 4 repurposed products that I showed you today. And I really think that this is probably, my Velveeta cheese box is what I use the most, but this is probably the newest, like I said, the newest one that I really have gotten into repurposing. All right, so our giveaway this week is something that I showcased you guys last week, but our giveaway this week is going to be scent sickles. And these, I showcased these last week. You hang them on your tree. They come with little hooks inside here, and there's a little hole in this, and you hang it on the inside of your Christmas tree, and the scent is just awesome. And what I'd recommend you do is there's 6 in here. Hang 3 now when you put up your tree, and then hang 3 a couple weeks later. That way the scent stays fresh, or buy a new bottle. These are the hooks that it comes with it. So we're actually going to give this away. It smells like Christmas. Seriously. And this one happens to be Spice Pine Cones, and we're going to give this away. How you can win this is if you leave a comment down below of what your favorite, not mine, you come up with your own original repurposed item for being organized or more efficient, and leave that comment down below, and that will enter you in to receive our Christmas scent sickles that we will send you and mail out to you next week. So I want to leave a comment down below of what your favorite repurposed tool is, but I want it to be different than the one I showed you. I want some original ideas out there that will be wonderfully awesome to share with everybody. If you can add a link, that would even be more impressive. All right, now Tip Tuesday tool of the week. Well, I thought since we are getting really close to Thanksgiving, that our Tip Tuesday tool could go along with that. Remember, it doesn't always have to go along with the subject that I'm talking about for the week. So the tool is, again, efficiency, and this is actually going to be a space saver. This is like I don't even know what it's really called, but it's like a measuring cup But instead of having all the different measuring cups nest together, if you're lucky and I go in your drawers and open them up and they're nest together, I bet a lot of you don't even have them nest together. They're just thrown in a drawer, and they may be thrown in many drawers. We're not judging. I'm just saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. You would be wonderfully efficient in space to get something like this. And I believe this came from Williams-Sonoma, if I'm saying that correctly. It has all your measurements here in liters, cups, milliliters, pints, and you just put in here and you measure what it is and you dump it. So it's one thing that does everything. I'm incredibly thankful I got this. It is definitely a space saver. I use it for both liquids and solids, and it works fabulously. Again, looking at a space saver inside your kitchen, and you can get this, I'm sure, online, but I think I got it at Williams and Sonoma quite a few years ago. Love it. Okay, then next week, I got to just share this with you, next week of what we're going to do. So next week is going to be our final episode. It will be our 60th episode for Tip Tuesday for the year of 2019. And then we're going to take a break in December and come back in January with a few little things changing. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of things. We've got some feedback from you guys and going to make a few changes. But next week on Tip Tuesday, we're going to talk about an organized Christmas. And this is going to incorporate ideas that you can use now, but definitely ideas you can also use next year. You can use these ideas when you're taking down your Christmas. I don't know. This may be, I'm hoping to keep it at 40 minutes next week. It's going to be I can't go too long. I know that. But there is a lot of awesome things. And again, I'll probably keep it tried at 30, and then I'll just share more of the exciting tips with you next Christmas. So you're not going to want to miss it. You're definitely going to want to tune in next week, and we're going to talk about, and I'll try to throw in some, I haven't fully planned it yet, but we'll try to throw in some recipe ideas for you to keep your recipes organized, especially those non-physical recipes, or excuse me, the physical recipes. Everyone uses the internet and Pinterest, and that's all great, but especially if you've collected them over the years, you still got the paper recipes. What can you do with them? All right. Well, I think that's it for Tip Tuesday today. I'm so glad you joined me. And again, leave a comment down below if you want to be in our drawing for our scent sickles. Just tell us. The comment down below we need you to leave is going to be a product that you love to repurpose. And that would be anything and everything that would save space or make you more efficient or better organized. And it can't be one of my products. So, well, I am Lorraine Brock with Get Organized. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Great, fabulous weather today. And make sure you go and organize something. And we'll see you next week on Tip Tuesday, our final episode for 2019. Guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.